Hello and welcome to Chicago. We are here at the 2022 Auto Show. They claim the biggest of the year. And behind me is all of the cars, all of the displays, and we're gonna take you on a full tour. We're gonna walk through the entire show. We've done this before. You guys absolutely loved it. So let's go look at everything here at the 2022 Chicago Auto Show. We're walking into the show here. We have to show them our credentials. There's so many freaking things you need to get in. So we have all of the wristbands. And so, what do you think we start with, Jordan? Think we should do Ford first since they're front and center?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let's do Ford first. So, walking up, first of all, we can see some cool Supras over here. And then if you look to our right, you can see Bronco, which just looks awesome. That's the new Bronco Raptor. We can see our friends from TFL over there. There's Roman, there's Andre. And then behind them is a new Bronco that they haven't released yet, but they've sort of released it. We'll wait. Maybe when we finish up, it'll be open. We can show you guys. Let's continue running around. So we have pretty much similar cars from the LA Auto Show, which was only a few months ago. But this is going to be exactly what you can expect to see here. We're here on the pre-show day, so it's basically before the show. We're taking you on a full loop. And we're starting off strong right off the bat here with F150 Lightning. F150 Lightning is going to be awesome. There's fleet-only versions starting at around $40,000. You can get them up to 90 maxed out for a limited trim or platinum. I don't know what is max. I think limited. This one, what is it? Let's see. This one's a Lariat, so just one down from the top. Up to 130 kilowatt hour battery pack. Dual motor, should be able to tow. It'll be interesting to run this through our tests. We're getting closer and closer to F150 Lightning really making it to our testing procedures. We're going to do acceleration, braking, towing, thermal stuff. If this thing can't tow up super steep hills without overheating, well, it's not going to work, but I'm sure it'll be good. I know Ford knows what this truck needs to do, and they'll certainly, hopefully, I shouldn't say certainly, they'll hopefully get it done. Power Boost Hybrid F150 Limited maxed out truck, really nice. Take a look at this, by the way. The seats in this thing have like a million way adjustments, blue accents, really nice. And then take a look back here. These come out so you can like kind of adjust how you want your back to be. Super nice truck. There's even this cool feature where I can put down the shifter here. Oh, maybe it doesn't work. Well, anyway, the shifter folds down and then you can put this down as a table, which is awesome. Gotta love that. Also, something that I showed you in Los Angeles is what happens if you want to make your F-150 really fast. So let me close the tailgate. Auto tailgate close isn't working. They must have them in some kind of show mode. Take a look at this. Spoiler. Downforce.
Or upforce, I guess.
I'm not sure which way that would go. Probably wouldn't help much, but thing's gonna be a freaking ripper when you put that up. Gotta love that. F-150 Power Boost Hybrid. Looks like we have an Expedition over here. This is a Timberline, so it's on some pretty aggressive tires. Not sure totally if it's factory. I think it is, but it looks great. Take a look at these orange accents around the Expedition. Love this truck. Really good truck, actually. And well, there you can get an Expedition Max as well as a long wheelbase. Here's an F-150 with some Method racing wheels, some Ford Performance accessories, things like that. Here we go. Diesel, Tremor, 6.7 liter Power Stroke V8. Gotta love it. These things are actually really, really sweet. I think this looks great blacked out. I have a friend that has a Tremor, and yeah, you don't want to mess with that guy. He's pretty big. He will. If you get into a fight with Rich, you're losing. That's the nature of a Tremor owner. Here we go, just a little Ranger. Love it. Lariat, but on some chunky tires. Looks good. And then we have the throwback to Alan Mann Racing over here. So the Ford GT Alan Mann Edition, Heritage Edition is undercover. My friend Tim, you guys may know him on YouTube, Shmee150, has a Ford GT that he did sort of as a tribute to Alan Mann Racing, and I think Ford copied him. Anyway, it's under the cover right there. We're gonna continue down through the Ford booth. We're gonna hit Toyota, and then we'll kind of meander our way up to the rest of the show. It's gonna be a little complicated. Mustang Mach E, extended range, all-wheel drive. It's an E4X in sort of this silver with a light color interior. A good color combination. Again, interesting car, 99 kilowatt hour battery pack, 88 kilowatt hour usable. However, Ford has been saying 91 kilowatt hours will be usable soon, either through a software update or on new production cars. And I don't know the status of that. I have not tested a car with the updated battery pack capacity. I'm looking forward to doing so because, yeah, I think it'll get quite a bit more range. This car already has a ton of range. They've also adapted the charging curve to charge deeper into the pack, so it no longer goes down to 12 kilowatts at 80%. It'll actually hold 30 or 40 to 90. It's not amazing, it's not Ioniq 5 levels, but I think it's much more acceptable if you need a deeper charge on a road trip. Two Mustangs here, so we have a 5-liter over here. This one's an EcoBoost on this side. That 5-liter at least is a manual, but it's convertible. Anyway, Mustang Mach E Gt Performance here, so same battery pack, 99 kilowatt hour, 88 kilowatt hour usable. This one is, of course, dual motor, has some interesting situations going on with it. When you get the GT Performance, it's $5 grand on top of the non-GT Performance, but you get mag ride suspension, so it has fully adaptive suspension that I think transforms the driving experience on this car and really makes it so much of a better value, in my opinion. Downsides would be its thermal management. You can't really romp on it too hard. Not a track car. Maybe good for an autocross. We haven't actually tested it yet and spent time with it, so we should do that and figure out how hard can you really push it, and that'll be. This is a car we actually just tested, so we have videos up on this channel recently. It's the Ford Escape plug-in hybrid, and interesting car. Did 39 miles of electric range in the city, and then about 27 on the highway. I was pretty impressed. Front wheel drive only, I think, is the downside to the plug-in system. And a lot of people live in snow country, but we actually had it during a snowy week. It was fine. Front wheel drive's not bad in the snow when you have a combustion engine over the front axle. Here's the charging port, by the way. So just J1772. Big downside here, it's only a 3.6 kilowatt onboard charger. I wish it has 6.6 or 7.2 or 7.7. Something to get this battery up there. They claim 14 kilowatt hours. I'm not sure if that's usable or gross capacity. Here's an Explorer. Love the new Explorer. This looks great. These wheels, this headlight design, big chunky meaty car. Ford is just killing it. I think all of their products are really genuinely very good. And I can't say that about most other automakers. And then here we go to the E-Transit, one of my favorites, 68 kilowatt hour usable battery pack. Really interesting car. And let me show you around. Rear wheel drive, which is super awesome. You have, this one's a different spec than we've seen before, but overall pretty neat. Pricing, I'm not sure, but what's interesting is this has a smaller battery pack and starts more expensive than the F150 Lightning. Anyway, inside, take a look. Looks just like a normal Transit in there, just fully battery electric. Now, some of you guys may know we've reviewed the Lightning E-Motors Transit conversions. They do the dually 3500 sort of medium duty versions, and those are pretty rad. Here we are at the charging port right up front. I love that it's right up front. You pull this thing in, boom, stock it in. J1772 NCCS. I can't remember the charging specs on this, but I want to say 150 kilowatt max, something like that. Fast, it's not like earth-shattering, but it doesn't need to be. It just needs to do its purpose. There's different height configurations, different roof configurations. This one seems to be like worst case scenario, high roof, long wheelbase, lowest range, but the range can vary depending on the spec that you get, of course, because you got to either haul around stuff or have more aerodynamic drag. Maverick, awesome. We are going to be testing this next week. We have a hybrid one coming, which I'm looking forward to. Not on Steelies. I think you got to get this thing on Steelies, but take a look inside. I think this is one of the happiest, coolest, honest pickup trucks on sale. I love the seat materials. I love the orange accents. Everything around this is really nice. What do you think, Jordan?
Great interior. I mean, for the price, I don't think you can beat it.
Yeah, I don't think you can either. Here's another Maverick. This one's sort of maxed out. This one's a hybrid, though. It's on some different wheels.
Cactus gray, good color.
Cactus gray. What do we have here? Just a regular F-150, another Ranger. Here we have, I don't know if this was in King of the Hammers or Rebel Rally or what it was in, but just a nice Bronco with a removable top. I would go hard top only on the Bronco personally. What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, definitely. Looks good though.
Looks good though. Bronco Sports over here. Everyone likes to hate on the Bronco Sport, not me. What do you think?
It's great. I mean, the Escape itself is trail capable. Minor trails.
What do you think of this, Jordan?
My least favorite car. Kyle knows. Probably my least favorite car in this whole show.
Let's take them on a wonderful in-depth tour of your least favorite car. Here, let me grab the camera. Jordan, have a seat in the Ford EcoSport. See, I like the EcoSport.
Okay, so I've never sat in one before. So
You've never sat in one.
This could change everything.
Life-changing moment.
Oh, the steering wheel feels like $12.
Yeah, Jordan, you're saying it wrong.
EcoSport. That's what it's actually called. Yep, I'm not a fan.
Really?
Nope.
Sunroof, though.
Tiny sunroof. You see this thing? My hand is the width of the sunroof.
That was better than nothing.
That's true.
Like the back seats. This thing's nice. You can get like a 1.5 liter 3-cylinder in it.
It is eco-friendly.
Eco-friendly. We're calling it an EcoSport. How do you even open the trunk? Oh,
Yeah,
wait, they open sideways, don't they?
They do?
Yes. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh.
So you can't back
This
into
just
parking
got a little
spaces.
bit cooler and also worse at the same time. That is, yeah.
Did you know that about the EcoSport?
No. Why is it EcoSport and not EcoBoost?
Because that's their engine's EcoBoost, but this is EcoSport.
Can't do it.
All right, we're not going to try and figure out Ford's naming conventions. Yeah,
Doesn't latch.
Doesn't latch.
That's right.
Okay, continuing.
All right. Something else we should point out, Kyle, is the logos on the wheels. Are Ford's level?
Yes, so this is a big thing when we go to auto shows. Jordan and I geek out and we look to see if the Ford logos are all exactly where they should be. By the way, this whole rear hub assembly is rusted on this particular one. That's common, it just means it's being used. Yeah, so they've straightened all of their hub center caps basically to be even. So we need to go and look at every automaker and see if they straighten out their center caps. Ford definitely does, and it's looking nice. So we have Explorers here, Explorer ST in black, love this thing. You know what, I've never actually sat in one of these, but I kind of want to. Nice leather wheel. Look at the dash in here.
What the heck? How did they build so many different UIs for portrait orientation, landscape orientation?
It's a lot of UIs they got to build. Nice shifter, good interior, beautiful roof. Yeah, this is where it's at. I like this thing. I see these rolling around, driven by usually very angry people, very fast. And I love it. Expedition and an Expedition Max, this is what I like. Huge, long, platinum, super sweet. What do you think we do at this point, Jordan?
Toyota.
You want to go over to Toyota?
Yep.
All right, let's run through. We'll do the front row of Chevy since we're here. So we'll look, we have a Silverado Custom right up front, which is sort of a lower trim level.
What do you think is blue?
What do I think of the blue? Not for me. And then we have another Camaro, just LT1 coupe over here. We have a Z06 you can see back. Love that specification. I think it's really wonderful. We have a Z06, where?
Oh, the orange one.
Yeah, orange one, but then these are just maxed out, or this is a 2LT, that's a 3LT standard car. This one's the Z06. So they have 2 Z06s and 2 regular C8s. Not into the orange, if you ask me. What do you think?
Yeah, not my favorite shade.
Let's continue.
Toyota hits a huge exhibit.
We're hitting Toyota at the wrong time because there's a press conference going on here, so we need to like rip through here. Tundra is showing off its reversing capabilities with this boat, and basically all this truck is going to do all day is sit at idle, reversing and inching forwards, which is going to be hilarious to watch. Take a look at this thing, Jordan. We got a Sienna with a roof tent. Looks like an XSE too. It's all sported out. Love it.
That's awesome.
That is really cool, isn't it? Nice roof tent, looks nice. All done by Yakima. Yakima is really getting all the manufacturers working with them. You have your line of 4Runners, of course. This looks like the Colorado parking lot.
It's just Whole Foods down the street.
Yeah, we see this every day. And then some Highlanders, another Sienna on the end, and then here's the new Tundra capstone. We have some media rolling in for a presentation, but you can zoom in over there if you don't mind, Jordan. And there you go. That's the new maxed out top trim Tundra, which looks pretty sweet, I have to say. So yeah, this end of the Toyota booth, very Colorado. Got a nice Tacoma over here. All pretty standard. Is it a manual Tacoma? What do you think?
Doubt it.
Doubt it. Yep, automatic. And they take the shift knobs off. Are the center caps all even? Yes.
Of course they are.
Yes. Nice work. Oh, take a look at this Tundra. This thing looks sick. Wide body, really nice paint. They've, as you say, fixed the front bumper by removing it.
Yeah, they chopped it off right here, which perfectly solved everything.
Yeah, this thing looks freaking awesome. It's got to be on like 40-inch tires. These are huge.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know what they are, but they're massive. Max tracks in the rear. Man, this thing is
Two
just
spare tires.
totally rad. Dual exhaust out the back. All good. Love that. This thing is super, super duper rad. Would 100% drive one of these. And what's interesting is you can get this in a hybrid now. There's the 1794, so that's sort of the luxury trim now. And here's a breakdown of the Tundra's hybrid system. So you can see its battery pack. I want to say it's around 1 kWh, if I remember correctly. And then you have your combustion engine with your electric motor sandwiched between the combustion engine and the transmission. So your electric driving goes through the transmission, which means you can have all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive in electric mode, which is pretty cool. This is exactly where your steering wheel goes in the series production model. You drive like this. Interesting cooling situation going on up front. Really need a lot of space for cooling on this truck, so hopefully it's designed to handle some heavy loads. And there you go. Then we have, we got to show you guys this. Take a look.
Attention to detail on the wheels, but not the wrap.
Not the wrap. All of the Toyota cars that have been wrapped, yep, they just wrapped right over the badges. How bad is that? Maybe we shouldn't show that we're, I mean, that's like a big miss in my opinion. How could you bring your cars to the largest auto show in the country, supposedly, and then not remove the badges for wraps? It just doesn't make too much sense to me. Here we have the Rhombus. We saw this in Los Angeles, of course. Really interesting solution for a battery-powered vehicle. And by solution, I mean I don't really know how you'd get inside. I think the whole thing must move around, but cool looking concept. Toyota's always had really interesting concepts. We have some micro-mobility solutions. Take a look at Out of Spec Scoots, our new micro-mobility channel where we review stuff like that, which I'm really into. I think it's a really important part. Oh, Jordan, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
What?
How could you not see it?
Oh, this is hot.
The Camry TRD, baby. Love this thing. A while ago, over a year ago, we reviewed the Avalon TRD, which I was just in love with because it's so wild, so different, and it was on an Avalon. And of course, they had the Camry at the time, and this is cool. It has one of the best rev limiters in the business. It goes bop, 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 bop. Really good limiter. Just looks so aggressive for a Camry, and I think looks pretty good. So we have, you know, most of the Toyota lineup here. We don't really need to spend too much time. You guys probably see a lot of this stuff. And then up here on the stand is the BZ4X. We have a big electric audience, so we'd like to, of course, touch on this car. We'd shot a whole in-depth thing on BZ4X. Here are the things you need to know. We don't know pricing right now. We do know it's fully battery electric and can be done in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Front-wheel drive, 150 kilowatt total output. All-wheel drive, 160. Explain to me how you only get 10 more kilowatts with all-wheel drive. I don't know. Here's the breakdown of the chassis, which is pretty interesting. So you can see here you have your inverter, your motor up front, and your rear motor. In this particular configuration, this whole system up here only makes 80 kilowatts. Keep this in mind when we go look at EGMP at Kia, and you can see just a much more efficient packaging design. It really just shows how, in my opinion, far behind Toyota and Subaru are in electrification when they're showing this as trying to be class leading when it's just so far from it, in my opinion. I hate to say it, but it's pretty sad. Prius all-wheel drive E, 7 horsepower rear axle. That's all these get. Isn't that wild?
That's a monster.
Prius Prime, baby! We did a track review of the Prius Prime and compared it to a Ferrari Portofino. I don't know what channel it's on, one of them. I think actually Inside EVs. Here we have a GR86, which is their basically, you know, Toyobaru.
Another partnership product with Subaru. Yeah.
Another partnership product with Subaru. Great car I hear, haven't driven it, but really looking forward to it. I heard these things were just a blast. Underpowered, but very lively rear axle, really fun to kind of slide around is the impression I get. This is the same sort of concept Supras that we saw. This one harkens back to the early days. I actually love the wing on this thing. I think it works wonderfully.
It's got the Mark IV Supra wing. It's got the T-top or the Targa like the Mark IV. If this comes out in a manual, Kyle, I'm buying it.
Imagine the wind buffeting on this. They already have bad wind buffeting. Yeah. You would just need a little vent in the rear to open up the back.
Yeah.
Here's our friend Aaron. Hey, Aaron. And okay, so we've done Toyota, we've done Ford. They're just about to unveil the new Bronco, new trim of the Bronco. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called the Everglades. That's what it is.
Nice. Florida.
Yeah, and it's got this cool snorkel that you can like change the direction that it's either sucking in air or being forced in air, like a ram effect, and I think that's pretty interesting. So anyway, onwards, we're going.
Over there is a track or actually two different tracks.
Oh, let's go take a look.
One's just like okay, they call it high speed inside the loop.
They're just launching cars all day.
Yeah.
They basically go, wah! At least they were in LA. I don't know if they're doing that here. But these are all the cars that are just going to be launched. They got Maverick.
Including the F100 down there.
Yeah, so the F100 Illuminator, is that what it's called,
yep.
Right? It's basically a Mustang Mach E Gt performance drivetrain.
Front motor, at least.
Front motor. What's in the rear?
I don't know. It's a showcase for their E-crate.
Oh, so maybe it's just front wheel drive.
It might be.
I don't know. I hope not. Anyway, really cool truck. Looks awesome. It's got a Mustang Mach E charge port, the whole bit. So it's really, really, really sweet. Where are you headed off to, Jordan?
We're heading down to Chevrolet, Ram.
Okay.
A bunch of things down there.
Here's an F150 Lightning about to pull away. Thing looks good, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's just very F-150. I mean,
that's the way it should be.
Don't fix it if it ain't broke. That's the approach.
This one's a lower spec one because it doesn't have the giant screen like the Mach E does.
Oh, yeah.
But I kind of like this better.
That's
it's just more traditional, yeah. I'm not so sure it makes sense to spec up a Lightning. They get real expensive real quick for the consumer trims. For your everyday trim, doesn't. Oh, one thing we didn't show you was the inside of the E-Transit. Nice van.
Huge.
Van life. Who's going to be the first one to van life out an electric Transit? I know we've seen Winnebago do it with Lightning E-Motors, that company I talked about, but they're not going to mass produce that. At least they claimed it wouldn't. Here goes F-150 Lightning, backing up in silence. You can hear the little chime from the Mach E.
I do like that chime.
You do?
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it's better than the Lexus Opera.
Oh.
When you put a Lexus Hybrid in reverse, it goes, oh. Okay, we're going by your favorite car again, Jordan.
God, the Eco Echo.
The Eco Echo. Let's go rip through the GM booth here.
So we had, what, this thing?
Trailblazer.
Trailblazer. What did you think of that?
Loved it.
Yeah?
Loved it, really did. Thought it was extremely capable on dirt roads, great powertrain. It's like you could get a 1.2 or 1.3 liter, am I correct in thinking that? Where does it say? Yeah, 1.3, this is the max. So I think 1.2 is base, 1.3 is for the all-wheel drive. I thought it had a ton of torque, great transmission, really actually one of my favorite GM products right here, surprisingly. And I like this spec with the white roof and then the bronze body.
More and more people are doing that two-tone look.
Yeah, we got Blazer, we got Traverse, we got another Trailblazer right over here, white, black, Panda spec on that one. Let's see what else we have here. Lots of Equinoxes. It's all pretty, oh, we got a nice Tahoe High Country. The thing I like about the new Tahoe Suburban and then also GMC Yukon and Escalade is the new inline 6-cylinder diesel engine is wonderful, truly, truly wonderful. Here's the new Silverado Zr2. We've known the Colorado Zr2 to have the sort of upgraded suspension, more dirt road ready. Actually, there's one right in front of us. And now they've brought it to the Silverado, about time. There's never been like a Silverado Raptor competitor. I don't know what GM's doing. It's like they're like 10 years behind everyone. Makes no sense. They just like come out with a good product and then kill it.
Yep.
And then they never come out with the best ones for the US market.
Oh, here's the paint we couldn't figure out.
This is a question that we pose to you. Here are the colors all the trucks come in. Here are the colors all the SUVs, the cars, performance vehicles, and electric. What happens when you have a Silverado EV, which is an electric performance truck? Do you get all of the colors?
Three-tone.
That makes no sense. I don't know which.
Speaking of the Silverado EV.
Oh, here's GM's new charging station. Take a look at this. So you take this, and this is how you charge up your car. It literally says plug, charge, and chill right here. You see this, Jordan?
They even have micro USB, yep.
Plug, charge, and chill. Anyway, we got the tracks. Your grandfather drives one of these.
That's right, he does.
Does
96 years old.
Hubcap check, or I should say center cap check. On
good.
Game, on point. Take a look at this, guys. The new Silverado Ev, 800-volt system architecture built on the same Ultium sort of system as the Hummer EV, as the Lyriq will be, although this is really similar to the Hummer EV underneath. 350 kilowatt charging. It's going to switch from 400 volt for driving to 800 volt for charging. It's going to go ka-chunk. I think this thing looks awesome in person. First time I've seen it in person. What are your impressions?
I actually like it more than I expected. It does give me Avalanche vibes, just how the back kind of slopes over the bed there.
Totally agree, totally agree. Very Avalanche, but I don't mind that. I think it's cool.
Avalanche was cool.
Wish they kind of called it that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think it looks awesome. Here, let's just take another quick look around it, because we haven't shown the front of it yet. And it's got these really cool headlights that does this thing when it's charging to show you how far it's charged up. Rear tail lights are flashing there. That's pretty interesting. Nice bed
the
step.
tail lights are also like multi-LED. That's interesting.
Jordan, it's on 24-inch wheels.
Holy cow.
20 foes.
That's why it looks so good.
And then here you can see the headlights doing its little blue thing, I think indicating that it's charging.
Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Huh. Anyway, I think it looks awesome.
That's the front.
Big front trunk it looks like too. Yeah, you can see the lip dips down, so my guess is
easy access.
Perhaps it'll be like, or maybe it'll dip down like a little pickup truck in the front.
Oh, maybe.
Right, like if the hood opens and this comes down.
Possibly.
Time will tell. And then we're smashed into the face with a TRX. Love this spec. TRXs are all about being wild, crazy. 702 horsepower, supercharged V8. And this thing is just bad to the bone. Look at this. Awesome things. We met the guys who designed these tires, by the way, these Goodyear Wranglers. We were down at the proving grounds where they did all the development work. They said it was such a challenge to get this, all of the design requirements of this truck, and to have it do 110 miles an hour or something like that. It's really good top speed. If we look down this way, you can just see a Ram, a Charger, and a Durango SRT, which is also pretty sweet. Then we got a nice 2500 right here. We have a new version of the Ram with embroidered Velcro panels.
Oh,
wow. How about that? This one's got the e-torque. We just reviewed this engine and truck actually pretty much in the e-torque V8. I thought it was pretty impressive, to be honest. Jordan, I see they're doing some stuff with the trucks back over this way. Look at this guy, he's driving up on a wall. It's amazing how Dodge is so confident in their low speed cooling ability and like sort of low speed torque that they just drive these things around at a mile an hour for like a week straight.
They just do this all day. It's
all
crazy.
day, that's all these trucks do. It's pretty impressive actually. Look at the flex on that thing. Power wagon, that thing's sweet.
Hi guys.
Hey, how's it going?
You guys want to take a ride?
Oh no, we can't, we gotta film this little thing, sorry. And they even got dualies running around out there too, which is so cool.
Nice.
Anyway, here's the Promaster, the worst of the vans. I think the Transit's the best van on the market, then the Mercedes Sprinter, and then this. The problem with this is it's really front-wheel drive based, and but it's cheaper than the other ones, I believe. I own a Sprinter. I think the Transit's better, in my impression. Fiat 500X.
The only Fiat remaining in the U.S.
Is it actually the only Fiat remaining?
Yep.
Wow.
So here's your option. What does this fit against? Like, who buys this over everything
If it's
else?
the only one remaining, how would you have confidence in a dealer network? I actually didn't know that. So wait, they don't make the Miata thing?
The
Fiat
124? No, I think that was discontinued. So, yep.
The more you know.
I don't like this. So we already talked about that.
Oh, the toolbox carrier.
And the weird, yeah.
The interesting trunk opening and the trunk.
I'm sure
What? It's still the morning. I haven't eaten anything yet. I haven't had my coffee. The tailgate.
Yeah.
Take a look at this. We got people rolling around in the Jeep over here. They've been going up and down stairs, and they even are going all the way up there on this
That's
ramp,
sweet.
which is just the coolest thing. I love that they're doing that, and they're using 4xEs.
Nice. So you can hear the little squeaky steering.
Yeah, the motor.
Here's
So
the
they're
only-
actually doing that on electric power.
Here's the only remaining Alfa Romeos.
Yep, Stelvio Quadrifoglio and Giulia Quadrifoglio, but I don't think they have the Tonale here. Is that how it's pronounced? Their new SUV that just launched this week. It's not here though. And it's going to be a plug-in hybrid, which will be interesting. Grand Wagoneer, we have an interesting history with this car. We got crashed into recently on actually New Year's Eve, and it ripped the wheel off. So, you know, feel pretty bad about that, but what can you do when people are just crashing into you?
I like how they hid the Spark.
Oh, we
behind
need
the
to talk
display.
about the Spark. Chevy just announced they're discontinuing the Spark, which I think is a wonderful vehicle. What do you think about the Spark?
Yeah, it serves a niche purpose. It's tiny. I wonder if it didn't sell well.
I
Everyone
don't.
wants
The
big
rental
things
car
now.
companies did really well.
That's true. But that was
And
the only real
This one
consumer.
has 49 miles. Someone was very happy driving this for 49 miles. These are actually not bad.
No.
I'm a Spark fan, and especially the older Spark EVs with 400 pound-feet of torque.
That was.
Anyway, this might be the last time I ever sit in a new 0-mile, 50-mile Spark.
Wow.
I'm soaking it in.
30 city, 38 highway, definitely has its purpose.
Yeah, but that's not even that efficient.
1.4 liter. Do you remember the Ford Fiesta SFE from back in the day? A 1 liter?
Yes, I do. You could pick up the engine and put it in your carry-on. We got a Wrangler with the 392 in it, which is pretty sweet. Tahoe Z71. I didn't even know they made the Malibu anymore, did you?
Nope.
That's
but
a
we've seen
joke,
them
but
around.
like,
We've seen them around Chicago a lot.
they're just not popular in Colorado. It's interesting, you know, spending, because I haven't actually been traveling for a while. Look at this guy dripping this Gladiator right up there. He just goes full throttle. Those trucks are just taking abuse. And this is why, folks, you don't buy executive demos, because they're just wailing at wide open throttle up ridges like that all day. I think the new Grand Cherokee looks awesome.
Agreed.
Really sweet. Nice vehicle for sure. And then we have a Compass on some like pretty aggressive wheels. This
Yeah,
is the
look at
high
the-
altitude 4x4, so it's made for our market.
The fitment, especially on this side over
Yeah,
here.
look at the fitment. How is that legal? Normally you need to put like fender extensions so that the wheel doesn't stick past the fender, and maybe like mathematically it doesn't, but that's so close. Anyway, Pacifica over here, is this the only Pacifica they have? You can get a Pacifica Hybrid, which is such an interesting thing. I don't believe this is one of them, but it's a limited. Look at the seats in the back. You can even get them with like pillows and stuff. They probably don't have the pillows in for the auto show, but nice vehicle.
S on the seat, nice.
Yeah, living luxury. Oh, let's take a look at this. This is Jeep's 4xe EVSE. You can't technically call it a charger because it's not. It's an electric vehicle supply equipment. It's an NLX box. They have them locked here, but nice box, pretty standard. And then the Pacifica Hybrid comes with a different charger from Webasto. So they have two different suppliers for two different products. Do you see that guy just rip a burnout going up the ramp in that thing? They're not being easy on those at all. Grand Cherokee 4xe. I'm excited for this, Jordan. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what it's like because we had the Wrangler 4xe and I thought it was good.
Yep, you did. I haven't spent enough time with it really, but you can see here's the charging port. Do you remember if it had an over 6 kilowatt onboard charger?
I think it was 6.
Was
6.6,
six?
something
That's
like
fine. And it
Yeah.
had what, like a 14 kilowatt hour battery pack?
that. 14.5, yeah, I think so.
Very nice. And I think they're even making the little Cherokee, or maybe they're making the Compass a 4xe.
They're planning on doing everything 4xe
Yeah.
at some point.
Anyway, we got some Suburbans over here that we missed. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge Suburban fan, especially like a high country diesel Suburban might be the ultimate family vehicle in my opinion. Now we got a nice diesel, dually, high country, 3500. This thing is bad to the bone. Look at this interior. Nice wood right over here. Beautiful. These things just are so me.
Huge, huge interior.
And I love a dually in the back too, because I think they just look wide and mean, and you could put a big trailer on it. It's got the fifth wheel prep already for you. 8-foot bed in this one. What do you even need a house for? You just live back here. And then we get to the
here's a house.
medium duty stuff. 6500 Silverado, love these things. So sweet. This thing looks great with the nice wheels on this thing, polished out. Look at the size of the exhaust pipe, Jordan.
Jeez. You could throw a baseball up there.
That's pretty freaking wild. We got another 6500 over here, two different configurations of the medium duty stuff. And then that's kind of where we were before, just your line of Silverados and a bunch of trim levels. They're literally just ripping everything around. Whatever Jeep and Stellantis are doing, they're having a good time, that's for sure. Here's the Hyundai N line. So let's just take a run through the Hyundai booth. So you have the Kona, the Elantra, and the Veloster here. All really actually amazing chassis engineering, great engines, really hot tunes. Hyundai's on fire right now, in my opinion. Hyundai and Kia, all of their products are objectively really solid, subjectively really solid. And while styling certainly may not be my preference in a lot of things, they just drive well. They come so feature rich, and they're making some of the best cars, I think. So let's take a quick tour through here. We'll show you some of their highlight vehicles. You have a Palisade, of course. You want to know an interesting fact about the Palisade and the Ioniq 5, Jordan?
Roughly the same wheelbase.
That's right. How did you know that?
Slightly longer, I think.
Here's an Ioniq 5, great vehicle. Of course, we've been spending a lot of time evaluating this car, reviewing it. This one's a limited trim all-wheel drive, so it's a maxed out Ioniq 5 right here. Again, about a 77 kilowatt hour battery pack. 235 kilowatt peak charging speeds, although we've seen close to 240. Really good car. I've range tested a SEL version on the 19-inch wheels at 227.4 miles, cruising at 70, which really isn't bad. But I do think they've lost some of their magical efficiency, although I hear there's some new battery updates coming next year and some things like this. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. And then we get down to the Nexo, which is their hydrogen fuel cell vehicle, only sold in California. This is such an interesting car because they designed an entire ground-up platform architecture design purely for a hydrogen fuel cell situation. And they're expensive. Look at the price here. 62 G's for this thing. Ooh. And 354 miles. To me, hydrogen for passenger vehicles makes no sense, but I'd like to spend some time and figure it out. Everyone says the fueling is quicker, but the stations are garbage. There's only a handful of them. You can't take them on a trip, and you can't charge them overnight. With the Ioniq 5, I just plug it in the wall overnight. It's full in the morning. I think hydrogen has its place for medium and heavy duty applications that come back to a centralized fleet that need to then run out again. You're also not hauling around a whole bunch of batteries and resources. Like, I get the benefits. I just don't think we're there for passenger vehicles. So then we have, I'm trying to remember, this is the Tucson Hybrid, this is the Santa Fe Hybrid. And so this is, I believe, 3 rows, and this is only 2 rows. But we already reviewed this car, really liked it. Great drivetrain. You also have the Sonata Hybrid over there with a, what does it have? What's the word I'm looking for? Solar-powered roof.
Nice.
And it'll give you a couple hundred watts of power, which is pretty cool. And then you have your Elantra Hybrid. So it's interesting that they have this strategy of battery electric, hydrogen, and hybrid vehicles up front, and then you have your sporty combustion vehicles on the side. And I think that's the way to do it, is have your combustion vehicles be the most enthusiast ones, and then let everyone else drive more efficient things.
This really is
sorry, go ahead.
Really good bargain. I didn't realize the pricing on these. Starts
Insanely
at 23
good.
Up to 56 miles per gallon.
How could you buy a Corolla over this or something?
Yeah, this is impressive.
Yeah, no, and it looks nice on the inside too. Look at the interior.
Yeah, for that money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They are just killing it in general, in my opinion. You have a shooting star with the, they call it green interior, but it's not actually green, on the Ioniq 5 up there, which looks really nice. So you get this sort of matte paint, you get these pixel LED headlights and things like that. Anyway, let's continue, because we have the Kona Electric over here, which is really sweet. And so this is my old friend. This actually helped us launch our first YouTube channel, the first Kona Electric. And we went into this car pretty in-depth on coverage, road tripped it all around the country and loved it. And now they have the refresh model, which of course we've reviewed and made videos on. But you can see it's got the updated front fascia, still the charging port up front. This is sort of last gen EV tech, if you will, only 77 kilowatt peak charging. And they did a lot of things right, but really the Ioniq 5 is just next level. Take a look at this. This is the EV indoor track.
Yep.
Or maybe it's not EV specific, because I do see a Santa Fe over there.
They call it the EV track though.
Okay, so maybe the Santa Fe is not going around, but I see a Santa Fe, I see a Ioniq 5, I see 1, 2, 3 EV6s, an iX, and an i4. And they're just driving around it idle, basically.
Good lineup.
First drive. Titan, baby. 5.6 liter V8. Interesting thing, a little side note about this. First off, they took the antenna off here for the auto show. Who's going to steal a Titan antenna? Anyway, did they set the hubcaps right? Yes. And Hyundai, we need to check. We need to check. Did they set their center caps in the correct orientation? Yes.
Looks like it.
On this one.
Yeah, they're all
right. Perfect.
Good job.
Nice.
Attention to detail.
Hyundai gets it. Nissan gets it. So this is the Titan. Interesting fact about this is a Pro 4X. We've reviewed one of these. Love this truck. Really do. One of the best V8s on the market. It only makes the quoted figures when you put premium fuel in it. Otherwise it derates. You can run it on rest. And here's something really interesting. And actually one of the reasons we're here at the show was to take a look at these 3-4 trucks because they're what I'm most interested in. You guys know I'm a huge fan of the new Nissan Frontier. I think it looks amazing. I think they perform really well. We've taken them off-road. Like, we've really done a lot with this truck. And Nissan created 3 special editions. We're starting with my favorite right here. And this thing is like full overlanding special, 5-inch lift. They're only one-off, so you can't really buy them, but I hope they make them somehow. 5-inch lift, big tires, beautiful wrap that continues over the rooftop tent of the map of the US. I-25 is the B pillar of the nation.
That's right.
For those of you who don't know, we all live up and down I-25 here in Colorado, so that is the strongest point. Terrible road, by the way. What is Colorado roadways doing with I-25?
You actually don't drive a Jeep Grand Wagoneer on I-25.
That's where they hit us, but it's just always a disaster. Max tracks on the back, this is what they look like when they're unused. Ours are all tore up. In the bed, we have some interesting things. Speakers, and then you can see this whole roof mounting system. I believe it's all done by Yakima. Goes into the accessory hook hitches. What am I trying to say? I have not had my coffee. How would you explain this? The accessory rails.
Yeah, just in the bed.
Just in the bed.
Speakers there, which are interesting.
And they're locked with a master lock.
That's cool. I actually like that touch.
Yeah, and you can't steal them.
Oh, and let's look at the snorkel, because they made a big deal about how the snorkel mesh matches the actual grill.
Oh, right. So
right
the mesh right here
is the same as that.
Which is an interesting touch. And that was all done in the US at Nissan Design America. And they have coordinates here. If anyone wants to run these coordinates and tell us where it is, I bet that's their headquarters in Nashville.
Probably.
Yeah.
Big light bar on the front there.
Thing is rad.
And we don't know what's in those bags on the roof, but
stuffing.
It's cool.
Yeah, not sure. You got a nice jack point right up here. You got extra fuel tank capacity. This thing is just kitted out to the max. And then you get the Project 72X. This harkens back to the days of the early original Datsun. Actually, they have a little picture right here. Take a look at this.
720, yeah.
Yep. So this basically was the inspiration for this special edition. A narrow body, sort of off-roader truck. Some things I love about this, these are just the Frontier spare tires, painted white.
Steelies, baby.
Yeah, and then they just put their accessory bar in the back. It's pretty simple, and then created some graphics. I mean, not much is done, but it's a base truck, cloth seats.
Slight lift.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about
it's
it.
2-inch lift, right?
Yep, something like that.
Base headlights, not even LED. I just love it that it's just the way to do it. Then we get some more. This is just your standard Pro 4X over here. So this is exactly what we reviewed. Man, does it look so much better with that 5-inch lift. Jordan, take a look at that truck in the background and then pan to this.
Yeah, it needs a lift.
It needs a 5-inch lift with those tires. That's the way to do it. Anyway, we have the Rebel Rally Pro 4X Frontier. And then we have Project Hardbody, which harkens back to the original hardbody truck. And you can actually see a picture of it here on the display behind. They designed and manufactured these wheels in-house at Nissan Design America. They've put these light bars on the top in this sort of rectangular fashion, which harkens back again. This thing is so rad. I mean, if you have an original hardbody and one of these.
Two-car solution.
Two-car solution. It's so neat. Jordan, tell me about the new Z color.
This is called Boulder Gray, and it's probably the best color I've seen on. I actually really like the weird highlighter yellow with the bronze wheels. A lot of people are on the fence about it.
Which would be on that poster right there.
I like that one, but this one is really nice.
A little more subdued, I think a little more livable every day.
With the red interior, that's just a good combination right there.
Yeah, manual transmission, 400 horsepower, V6 twin turbo, same engine out of the Infiniti Red Sport, although they claim with a little bit of a different tune. Hopefully. Not different power, hopefully, because that was a really uninspiring engine. Makes a lot of torque though.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's Nissan for you, and there's a nice Armada at the end, but that's pretty rad. Now we get to Lexus, and we're starting with the GX in the best color.
This is so good.
This thing, lift, off-road tires.
All right, we're done with Lexus. Let's move
All
on.
right. I don't know, what else is there to see here? You have an LS, you have a UX, an ES.
F-Sport.
RCF looks pretty sweet.
F-Sport,
IS 500 on the poster over there. Or sorry, on the turntable. It is also on the poster.
You weren't wrong.
Although I was talking to some of the guys who did Lightning Lap for Car and Driver this year at VIR, and they said that they kept overheating the transmission on the IS 500.
Interesting.
And it had an extra cooler on it, so.
I like this towing situation right here.
This thing's rad, isn't it?
Sweet.
This is how you know you're ultimate Lexus racing enthusiast. You got your LX 600 towing your freaking kitted out IS. Thing is rad. The new LX is super sweet too. Take a look at the interior here. If you just poke your head in, don't want to get in the way of these guys filming. We'll continue on. We have all the LC 500s here, which is always pretty sweet. And then we have that thing on rotiforms. Looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And some RXs, and it's all pretty standard Lexus.
Subaru
Looks good.
Before we work our way around.
So you want to go to Subaru?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Subaru this is the exact same display, more or less. There's some slight tweaks to it as the one we saw in the LA Auto Show. But,
okay.
Yeah, they did a weird thing with how they like position the wheels on all these show cars.
Yeah, they've turned them the wrong way. Look at the wrecks over here. Like, what's going on?
Let's look at it head on and explain what we're talking about.
Okay.
This is a cool rally one right here.
This is Scott Speed's rallycross car, and then Travis Pastrana's sort of Gymkhana cars over there now.
So looking straight on the Rex, the WRX, you want the wheel to be facing, like the fascia to be facing you. So they basically have it just turned the wrong way. That's it.
Maybe this is what it's supposed to display when you're drifting.
Full drift, yeah, that's possible.
Which I don't think the car can really do. An STI maybe could.
BRZ over there.
Yep. This thing looks great from this angle though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm still a fan of this generation, this STI, the green brake calipers or yellow, whatever you want to call it. This to me is still peak Subaru.
Beautiful.
Really love this thing. BRZ.
I'm excited to drive the BRZ, honestly.
Yeah. Subaru needs to bring cars to Colorado. Outback Wilderness.
That's a good use of plastic
These are on
cladding.
every corner. Did you just say that's good use of plastic cladding?
Well, except for this. This is unnecessary.
I guess it's not bad, yeah.
The side ones are fine.
Okay, I'll give you that.
But
I mean,
see how they cut it right here, Kyle?
Yeah.
You know what doesn't do that? Sultera.
So I do want to say one more thing about Outback Wilderness. These are on every corner in my neighborhood now. Everyone has one.
True.
And now we get to the Subaru Sultera. Remember we saw the BZ4X earlier? This is essentially the same thing underneath,
yep.
But all-wheel drive only. So 160 kilowatt power, 72 kilowatt hour pack. One thing I didn't mention on the BZ4X was there's a 1 kilowatt hour difference in battery pack capacity, front-wheel drive to all-wheel drive.
Don't know why.
Don't know why, but I'm sure someone does.
Oh, the fake snow is happening. Don't want to miss that.
Oh yeah, it's snowing in here. This is the best set, by the way. Subaru goes crazy, and we'll show you the puppies because that's also the best part. But here we are, you know, charging port, it's all the same. This is just one of the worst charging port actuations. I noticed that on BZ4X charging port. All of this just looks like, how did this feeling does not give you the feeling of quality. Inside, oh, it's got a different chime than the Toyota chime, but it feels exactly the same.
All that piano
They
black.
even have the same X mode button.
Yep.
It is literally identical, except no cooled seats in this one.
And that display way in front of you.
I don't think the Toyota had paddles. Yeah, this display. And didn't you say that the center instrument cluster is actually not centered?
Yeah, it's towards the passenger side because the mounts for that front display are in the way of it.
Okay.
I almost like the solid roof better. I don't know. I'm on the fence. On the fence about
This is a
whole
curious situation here because they obviously didn't put any effort into this product.
thing. I like how they have the Toyota taillight type thing, but just the Subaru taillights. You see what I'm talking about?
No.
That Toyota taillight shape.
Yeah, but
And-
then these are just the Subaru
Yeah.
lights. It's really, I mean, it's like visually, it's growing on me.
Yeah,
I don't know
agree.
the pricing. I just wish it was a bit more Like, I wish they put a little bit more effort into the EV, because Subaru people are environmentally conscious. Look at this display, look behind you. It's like home. That is home, right behind you. And these are where Subaru owners live and take their Subarus. This doesn't have enough range to get you out and back, and it doesn't have, I mean, it doesn't have that much power either.
Yeah.
But then the Subarus normally don't anyways. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, let's walk around this way. We'll take a look at the Forester. Forester's a great vehicle. Would you go for an Outback or a Forester?
I think Forester.
I could see you being a Forester man. We got some Forester Wildernesses over that way.
Yep.
But we got to show everyone the puppies.
Yeah.
So every time Subaru does a show, they partner with a local dog rescue organization, right?
I think something like that.
Yep.
And you see this like Subaru type, Subaru loves pets, that's on the sign right there.
Yeah, and I love all their commercials with the Crosstreks running around as dogs. Do you remember that, Jordan? That was the best. And we have some puppies. Ah. So I don't know if you can see, but everyone's in here just playing around with their dogs. Sorry, Aaron. You can see the little babies in there. That's the best part of the show right there. Subaru wins. All you gotta do is bring dogs.
Nice little fake fire pit right
Jordan,
there.
I heard the Sultera is amazing. Okay, so we've done this.
Yep, let's walk back
Yo,
around.
look
see
at this
those,
Bronco getting flexed out over here, by the way. So come on over this way and take a look at this.
This Bronco exhibit is awesome.
They have the sway bars disconnected on this thing, and watch it walk over these, they call it the twist ditch. They're really elephant steps, but sort of reversed. Look at the flex on that thing.
Beautiful.
Hell yes. And that's all that truck is doing for a week. Just full flex everywhere. See, they just disconnected the sway bars. Look at the tuck. Oh, hitting it hard. That is so sweet. We just reviewed the Bronco. What was your impression?
Really liked it.
Yeah. We're gonna need to cut through this way so we don't get in their shot.
Yeah. See, that looks pretty good. The Forester.
Yeah, the Wilderness.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah, I mean, I like everything they stand for. I love their vehicles. I just wish they would put a little bit more effort with Toyota into an EV. They kind of did it for compliance reasons, was my impression.
Yeah, they really need to undercut Ari on price, that's for sure.
Well, that's not going to be hard. Aria is very expensive.
Pastrana's, his videos are really cool. I mean, if anyone's seen the Gymkhana videos, very much the same thing.
Cool, so let's continue on down. Where are we headed to next, do you think?
Kia.
All right,
We can touch on the Rolls-Royce and supercars.
Yeah, so what they did was the Chicago Auto Show partnered with a few dealerships, and they brought over some spicy meatballs. So let's take a look at some of the spicy hardware over here.
Oh, God, no. Thank God I'm not retarded.
So yeah, I guess we'll run down this way.
Yeah.
So you have the Rolls-Royce lineup, Ghost, Phantom, Wraith,
Wraith's drop top.
Dawn?
Is that what it's called? I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't focus on Rolls-Royce as much in our industry.
The only Rolls I care about is the Phantom.
The
Cullen
Cullen does look good though. Black badge.
Yep. DB11 looks always pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I heard no one's buying DBXs,
Really, I think they're one of the best looking like CUVs on the market.
but that's why no one's buying them. They don't like the back end.
Oh, here we go.
And then a
Maserati.
Levante. That's how you know things have gone downhill.
Imagine buying a Maserati that goes 0 to 60 in over 5 seconds.
Yep. Yeah. What do you think of the back of the DBX?
I don't mind it. That little like, I don't know. It's not the best. The front end looks great.
And Kia's holding a press situation, so we're just going to breeze through. But I have to say, I have a very positive impression of Kia. Everyone's going to make fun of us for skipping over the spicy cars and wanting to talk about the K5 GT line. But this one's actually the full K5 GT. This thing rips, really good car, super
Starting
nice.
at 23 grand, you can't say that about a Rolls.
Insane. The new Sportage, by the way, on these tires looks really sweet. And so take a look at this thing, just really, really sweet on these wheels. I like the new Sportage a lot. Look at the front of this thing too.
Looks so good.
It really does look good. They've nailed it, I think.
Kia's killing it with styling.
So you have Niro, battery electric Niro, just regular combustion Niro, and then we get to the real. Actually, before we do that, can I show you the Soul Turbo? Normally, I think you get a 2-liter or 2.5. This is a 1.6 turbo. Yeah, so you normally get a 2-liter. I just want to show you the exhaust pipes on the Soul Turbo. Get on down there and take a look at those.
Nice.
Hell
Center
yeah.
exit.
I'm into it. I love the Soul. Kia should bring the Soul EV to the US. It's built on Kona and Niro Electric, and it's not here, but it should be. Anyway, now we get to EV6. We showed you Ioniq 5. Here's the eGMP platform. Remember I showed you at Toyota to take a look at their sort of drivetrain architecture? Look at how beautiful this is. Come on back here and look at how beautiful this rear motor is. Absolutely wonderful.
Compact.
So that is really amazing. This can also do 100 kilowatt, 400 volt to 800 volt DC boosting right here. And it's compact, it's smooth, works really well. Here's the Kia EV6. I'm really excited for the EV6 full GT. It's gonna be like 500 something horsepower. It's gonna be insane. And I think a really good car. Jordan, you're about to go on a road trip in this.
That's right. My friend Ahmad is buying one from Green Bay in just 2 days, I think. So
yeah, you're gonna
road trip it down to Dallas.
From Chicago.
Yeah.
And you'll be the first one to independently road trip an EV6 in the US.
1,000 miles. Let's do it.
Bmw I4 M50i, smack in the face. Love that. Look at the exhaust pipe situation going on this M3. That's very interesting, isn't it? I don't think I like it. I've never seen that. That's pretty bad. I4 M50, really sweet car. I said I, you can't say I because there's no combustion engine. We drove this car. We also drove the iX. We have full reviews on our channel, but amazing car. Love this color, San Remo green. I could talk for all day about this, but I won't bore you with the details. Take a look on our channel for a full review. M5 CS in the best color, which is awesome.
Beautiful matte green.
Yep, and then we get the iX over here, which it's such a controversial car. Again, we've done a full review of this, but I think it looks absolutely amazing in black. And this is the M60 version, which is the maxed out trim. I have not driven the M60, I've driven the 50i. There's also a 40, so you get a 40, 50, and M60. We don't get the 40 in our market, we only get the 50 and M60. I think the 50i is probably fine, it felt fast enough. Onwards. Or wait, should we go through
Let's go
Lincoln?
through Lincoln, yeah.
Okay.
They do this display every auto show. It's like the weird mesh hanging from the ceiling.
It's a very Lincoln, puts you in the Lincoln vibe, doesn't it? So one thing I want to say about Lincolns, of course we have the Navigators, the Corsairs, all the stuff, but I really love the Aviator when it's slammed like this. And you can get it as a plug-in hybrid, just looks so sweet.
Beautiful.
Really, they've done a great job.
Chrome mirror caps.
They've done a great job on this thing, I have to say. I mean, just look at how good this vehicle looks. And you get 450 horsepower, something like that. Oh, we skipped over a highlight Nissan vehicle I wanted to tell you about. Ooh. The Aria in production, guys, which we've seen, but yeah, definitely interesting. We've covered this car from the beginning. It's gonna be time to start driving it pretty soon. All-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. Gotta go all-wheel drive. What do you think?
The looks have grown on me. It's still
it's
really
just so expensive. Yeah.
For what it is. But it could be really good. We haven't driven it yet.
The driving can save it because the inside's wonderful. Really premium materials. They've nailed it. I just think they may have priced it wrong.
What we think is like, it almost would have made more sense as a
Infinity.
Infinity, yeah.
This should have been an Infinity. Onwards. Oh wait, Volkswagen's over here. I've gotten all confused.
Oh, and there's the Pathfinder in the color we
Oh,
had.
love that.
I enjoyed my time with that car.
That really is a solid SUV, the Pathfinder. We have Tiguan's up front, Golf R back here. Our audience will want to see the Golf R. Drove this car. Again, we have reviews of every Volkswagen on the sale. So if you're interested in more,
including
you can take a look at those.
Stunning Arteon.
This thing is rad. On rotiforms, on big Brembo brakes. So sick, isn't it? Yeah. Looks great. And you even get, of course, it's an Arteon, so you get a hatchback. They don't sell enough Arteons in the US, but they really need to. And it's like the secret sleeper car that no one knows about. I always say it's the best car no one's ever heard of.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's the new 2022 GLI with some updates, which is sweet. Manual, yes, nice. Sweet car. Like this a lot. Like the Golf R2, has a drift function, has torque vectoring, rear differential. Really amazing car. I think genuinely the new Golf R is the best car under 45 grand.
Wow, bold claim.
Yeah, love it. Would totally daily a manual Golf R in that color.
So that one.
Yep, that one right there. We have the new Taos, awesome little SUV, love it. And of course we have ID4. Now you can get ID4 in red, but you got to get a Pro S in order to get the red color. We've done a ton of ID4 stuff. I still think even with some of the new entrants, it's an awesome electric SUV. The all-wheel drive system's wonderful. It handles really well. The all-wheel drive, interestingly, sits higher than the rear-wheel drive. So take a look at this, Jordan. You can see it's got a little bit of a lift. However, it has stiffer suspension, so it actually handles better, even though it's higher.
It rips.
And here's a rear-wheel drive. Great color on this Moonstone Gray Pro S. Big bummer about this car. Big bummer, it's really not. You can't get Moonstone with the gray interior, which I think would be the ultimate combination. So let's continue along. EV charger installations are over there with the Mini Cooper non-electric? You've got to be kidding me. Is it an SE? Wait, this has to, oh yeah, it is an SE. Okay.
That was a close call. We were about to go call him out.
I was about to be like, why the hell did you bring a Cooper S? A lot of police stuff going on here too. So we have the Secretary of State Police with their Interceptor.
Nice.
This thing looks rad.
Good wheels.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on in that back corner, but it doesn't seem like
I
too
checked
much.
earlier, just some accessories.
You're gonna make people dizzy with those quick camera movements. Everyone complained about it in the last video.
I'm just gonna walk around with a 360 camera on my head next time.
That'll work. All right, so we get the back end of the Jetta GLI, and now we're reaching the end, aren't we?
Yeah, just gotta do.
Hummer EV, baby.
Yep.
That's the
Buick.
next big story. Yeah, Buick,
We have to
I
get
don't even
through
think,
Buick to get to Hummer EV.
well, I don't think Buick brought their cars. I think they're from a local Buick dealership.
There's not a whole lot Buick has to offer.
I would agree. They don't have that much right now. I don't think they have the Regal Tour X anymore.
Nope.
Remember that cool wagon?
That was cool. Ahmad just sold his for the EV6.
Oh, really?
That's what. Yeah, that's the trade he did.
Interesting. We got a nice GMC Denali right here, front and center. Love that thing. We have the Avenir, which who remembered if they even made that car anymore? I can't say I've ever seen one on the road.
I have a bone to pick because that's the name of a font, and the Avenir logo is not using that font.
We got a GMC Yukon AT4, sort of off-roady trim. Gotta love that. Big fan of the Yukon XL. I think they're really some of the best. We're reviewing this week the GMC Canyon, which I don't see here.
Nope.
Anyway, here's the Hummer EV, the big story, of course. This thing's just gonna be crazy. We're driving it in 3 weeks.
It's so wide.
It is huge. Weighs like 9,000 pounds or something. Big wheels, big tires, big battery. Same underpinnings as Silverado Ev.
What?
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is like not me, but I also want to go drive it right now.
Did not pass the center cap test. The wheel's upside down.
Sad. And
Man.
isn't this the moon? Like they
Yeah,
have
this is
moon
the
stuff?
the topography map of the moon.
Yeah.
Is the theme for the Hummer EV.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm really excited to bring you all of the stories on this car because we're going to be testing it like crazy, so it's all coming. And then we're going to end it with this Denali over here towing a boat because I think this is the last vehicle.
Oh, we didn't look at the EV9 concept.
Oh,
You're not a
let's
big
end it with the
concept
EV9.
person, but I love the EV9.
I love the EV9 too. And it's sort of like a Telluride electric, if
Yeah.
you will.
Beautiful.
But obviously concept-y. Looks really freaking awesome, doesn't it?
Yeah,
So we have
perfect.
And so this will hopefully be made soon. I think they've confirmed they'll start production. You also have the awesome Kia Carnival, which we recently reviewed as well. Kia, Hyundai, I think the stars of the show for sure. No Mercedes here, no Audi. BMW is here. Yeah, I mean, I just think auto shows are getting a little bit smaller as the years go on with
Yeah.
less brand support.
But good turnout overall.
Good turnout overall. If you're coming to Chicago, tag us in your pictures. We'll see you on the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. That's everything you'll see at the 2022 Chicago Auto Show here in Chicago.